I'm always looking at the bigger picture. Because if you think about short term now, you might get the money, but what's next? Build a relationship and recognize the value you're getting. That's the most important thing. That's what will make you last. I think for me, the most crucial thing is the people you surround yourself with and the energy you allow into your space. Because that is going to determine how far you get, how good you get.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of Unscripted with Raygan. That's myself, right? And on today's episode, we have with us Samuel Allotey, a product designer, framer expert, and the CEO and co-founder of the DesignJund. All right, Sam, welcome to Unscripted. How are you feeling? Charlie, oh boy, how are you feeling?
I'll be okay, boss. I'm good.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm relaxed. Let's go.
Do you want food before we start again? Oh, yeah, fine.
Yeah, chop wachi.
Chop wachi. Who put you on?
Of course, you.
Yeah, how was it?
It was all right.
Charlie, don't come and do. How was it?
It was all right. I didn't finish eating it. So I just took like 2
after the show, I'm going to make you continue and you go like him.
Yes, sir.
All right, Charlie, Unscripted. So,
yeah, man.
We are going to look at who is Samuel Allotey, or should I say the design Sam?
No, Samuel Allotey.
Samuel Allotey.
I'm going with Samuel Allotey now.
Why? What happened?
I'm just trying to move away from being known as a pure designer to like more like an entrepreneur or a more rounded businessman.
We'll come to that. 2024.
Yeah, man.
How the year they look like so far?
We don't agree for anybody, so.
You are the same person who said, somebody said, no agree for anybody.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so far so good. We set a few things in motion on the side of the DesignJund and all that. So yeah, we'll go see. I mean, on the personal side too, we'll see.
I know you to be someone who doesn't plan. The last time, sometimes be like that, you're like, you don't do that whole year resolution and thing. Do you have anything like that? Have you changed your mind or still going with just freestyling?
I'm still kind of freestyling, but I mean, it's not like I don't plan. I have what I want to work towards for every year or every quarter or whatever. But as to the details of doing this and doing that and doing that, that's what I don't do. Because I'm a firm believer in setting things in motion and seeing what happens. Because the more you go, the more new paths open that you might not even have thought of. Even today, I had a meeting with someone and they opened my eyes to things that I never thought of. So yeah, I'm a firm believer in that. I have an end goal.
So you just work towards it?
And so, yeah, and usually it ends up working out that the things that I do leads towards that, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, with the end goal, are there certain goals you're looking for this year that you can share with us, certain things? I mean, you're a CEO of the DesignJund, right? You put do a lot of things, and co-founder. You put do a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, mainly a co-founder.
Okay, let's go with that.
Not a CEO, at this moment. But, the goals, so, you already know. Yeah. So, but for the sake of the audience, we are planning on hosting our first event. Okay. That's in the works. It will probably come later than we thought. I think if you a follower of the Jackie Talks podcast, you mentioned it will be in the second quarter, but now it'll probably be later this year or somewhere next year. Right. And we are also looking to kickstart design studio stuff. Okay. So we'll probably collaborate with a lot more other collectives like Mercy Gods. Yeah. If you don't see it's Meow Chuk. He's here. He's gonna be like Morpheus. But we'll collaborate with a lot more people and see how we can split projects that come across. Okay. But we'll set those in motion as well. And also, just personal brand stuff. I want to go into YouTube, but not like, I mean, I like to do things unique. You like to do things without your face too? Yeah, but I like to do things without my face. Do you remember when we were starting the DesignJund? You said we were going to wear a mask. I mean, Charlie, it's here. But I don't even know why, but I want to go into YouTube, so it'll be more like not a standard interview or speak about stuff. Like I want to speak more on design topics, but in a like narration style or like a documentary style. So like I'll pick something like a splash screen, and instead of saying this is a splash screen, this is why it's important. Like I'll give a history of how it started from 1900s. So like the story behind it. Exactly, and how it came to what it is now. Right. So that's what I'm working on. I don't know when exactly. I've written out the script for the script. You said it, so some people will keep you. Yeah, please keep me on my toes. Because sometimes I tend to push some of these things aside and focus more on the DesignJund, but hopefully I can push more on this. But and the framer tutorials. Yeah, framer expert. Yeah, I mean certified. Certified. Designer more. Actually
If you go check on Twitter.
Yeah, go check out. But freelance stuff, so more tutorials.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully I can keep going and not stop. But yeah, I think that's like a summary.
Nice. Who is Samuel Allotey? Since you said you are trying to move away from the design, which kind of keeps you in the design field.
Who is Samuel Allotey? Samuel Allotey is just a calm guy. Like really, for real, just a calm guy.
You don't look like one, but okay.
I mean, a lot of impression people get, I don't know why, but really, like I don't like to talk a lot. I'm a very calm, chill guy. I don't take things too seriously unless it's tied to like work and I feel like I won't go into it. But yeah, I'm just a chill guy.
Okay. I'm currently in the product design field, right? That's what you do full time alongside other things.
Yeah.
How did you get there? Where did it start from?
Product design. So this story, I got into product design. It was just an opportunity that I realized I could tap into that I just picked up. I used to be a website designer. I used to do websites. So I remember I was working on this project some time ago and we built it. It was a system where I used to work at. Yeah, we built it. But actually probably knows.
You go get story power.
Oh yeah, we have a history. But we built it and I didn't like the design. So I was exploring how I could improve the design and design like the interface well, because the functionality seems to be working. We used to call it the RMR system. So I was exploring, researching, watching YouTube, and I came across a few softwares, tools. I think the first tool I used was called Mock Plus.
Yeah, I've seen that,
Yeah, I explored that. I liked it, but then I came across Adobe XD. So yeah, that was how I started. I was like, okay, this is nice. At least it gives me control over how things will look. So yeah, I started with that, and then I just kept going, really. But previously, web design, mainly WordPress, but then I stopped.
What year was this?
For the web design, started high school. I think last year of high school.
Oh, okay.
Again, now also an opportunity I realized. I think, again, going back to why I say I'm moving away from being called a design Sam, is because at the core, I'm like an entrepreneur. I think like that, right? So I'm not really a designer. I came into design because I saw an opportunity, I saw a gap, and I took advantage of it. I got into web design because I saw a gap and I took advantage of it.
So it was not something you really wanted to do. You just saw it and then
I knew I had to be something in tech.
Okay.
Because that's what I was really interested in. I was always sitting in front of a computer doing nothing.
Okay.
Right. The first creative thing I did, this like free listening for everybody, was video editing on a computer, Windows Movie Maker. If anybody knows Windows Movie Maker, that was the first creative thing I did, and it was on a computer. So I knew I had to do something with a computer. I just didn't know what. So as I went along, I realized opportunities and I did it. So in high school, I was on campus and I saw a gap. There were a lot of talented musicians on campus. Henson was here. People know Henson. Henson was a rapper. Yeah. And there were other people, Slow Flow, Sonked Friends, and all those people. Like they were very talented, but they didn't have a lot of reach outside campus. So I realized, okay, this is a way there's something we can do here to get like their voices out there into different campuses. So I created a blog called Blink Media GH.
Yeah, I think Henson mentioned that.
2012 to 2015, you probably know Blink Media GH. So I did that, took their songs, put it on there, and then they got them some reach, I like to think. And Henson, I don't know if you remember this, but I was able to, Wap Down?
Yeah, Wap Down, yeah.
I was able to get a song on Wap Down.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how I did it. Yeah, but Wap Down is, at that point, that was like
Charlie.
The age for me. I was able to get a song. It was called Rumors. I was able to get a song on Wap Down. So yeah, we worked for a few years, but then that was how I started for me in web design. I ran their blog for a while till I got merged with another tech or blog brand. I think they're called Click or something like that. Yeah. But then, the blog, I stopped. And then it was around that time that I was exploring other things. I was just out of high school. And I didn't want to go to the university, so I was exploring what to do. And I came across HTML at IPMC. I said, okay, we could do this, we could do that. And I already had experience with WordPress building. So that time I was using the WordPress.com for just the blog.
Okay.
And I came across a self-hosted WordPress where you had access to the code and everything. I just started tinkering with it. I didn't have anything to do, so just my PC. Just tinkering with it. And I created a few things. Download some themes, that's how it starts. And that's how I got into web design. So how I actually got into web design proper, I'm going to tell the story for the first time everywhere. So I built a system that was like iTunes. At that time, this Spotify, Apple Music, it wasn't as like common as it is now in Ghana, where you can just wake up and sign up Spotify. At that time, the piracy was a lot, so Ghana Motion.
True.
Can
you go download the music there.
GhanaMotion.com. Yeah, it was very like all over the place, and it was an issue. Again, this goes back to the entrepreneurial thing I was talking about. So I saw that guy, okay, that's something we can work on. So I built a system like that in WordPress, using WooCommerce. Anybody who's familiar with WordPress will know, where you can go there, find an artist song, buy the song, and pay for it, and listen to it basically. So it kind of solves the piracy issue. And so I had that on my pen drive because I didn't have a laptop. It's just a desktop, and that was everyone's for my dad. And I was looking for people to show it to and see where you can go. I spoke with a few people. I spoke with Bolari.
Oh wow!
I called him, and he pointed me to the person who was like the catalyst for everything, Jay Foley. So that was how. Yeah, I went to meet Jay Foley. And fun fact, when I was going, a circle I met him actually. Yeah. I think he was going to campus. And so yeah.
Was he walking?
Of course. Oh god, you just say also orienting, so yeah, I just go. I went to meet Jay. I spoke to him, but then I realized what I was presenting wasn't going to go anywhere. Again, it goes back to
why?
What I was pitching, like it was at that time I didn't know.
So like, you realized that when you were...
Oh, okay. But at that time I didn't know like what it took to build a business, a startup.
Okay.
But then once I was speaking to him, he had a lot more experience because he had run a few things. But then I sensed that this wasn't actually going to work, or if it's going to work, it will take a while. So the good thing, this is why doing research is important, again, for the designers. I did my research on him. I knew what it was about. I knew he managed LAKEY at that time. So I made out my mind, if this thing goes south, this is plan B. I'll pitch out to do a website for LAKEY. So we're speaking, I was like, okay, yeah, I can do a website for LAKEY. I was like, oh yeah, cool. Yeah, this is cool. So come to my office the following day. I went the following day. I think I was late or so he had left. So the next day I went there like 3 hours early. I was waiting for him. I live FM Adabraka before they moved. Then yeah, he took me to his office in Osu. He started speaking. I designed websites for him. I joined his team. That was how I started. So it's not because I wanted to be a designer. Again.
So it's just the opportunity that kind of...
Yeah, I'm very good at spotting opportunities. Usually when nobody sees it, like way before people see it.
Your mind is more about business.
Yeah, like how can we make things happen, basically. Yeah, so that's how I got into design. That's like the whole backstory. I haven't said this anyway.
Usually when you see these opportunities, are you blinded by the money?
No, good question. So I've never made any decision based on money.
Okay.
That's a very good question. I've never made any decision solely based on money, right? Unless, of course, if it's a 9 to 5, I'm applying for a job, and then you say, okay, you've interviewed me, you think I'm good, so you want to give me an offer. Now I would negotiate because you know I have something you want. Talk about it. But if I see an opportunity, like, okay, there's something here that if I take money now, I might lose this long-term relationship with this person. I won't do it. So money never motivates me to do anything. So it's difficult like to influence me with money or anything. Yeah, so money never, I'm always looking at the bigger picture. Because if you think about short term now, you might get the money, but what's next? True. Because the money will finish. Money is a finite resource, it will finish. But the relationship you have, because those people are the ones who are going to give you the gigs that will give you the money. So that's what I look at long term. Every time I think about anything, I look at long term. Even if I'm finding business partners, DesignJund, when I was speaking, the people I was going to work, I was thinking about long term. Right, so yeah, I've never once in my life made a decision about money.
But then in the part of the world where we find ourselves, where people like to use people, for lack of a better word, how do you make sure you're spotting the right opportunities? Okay, I'm talking to this person. Do I look long term? Because Charlie, sometimes people come, they'll talk to you as though they have plans for the future. Some will say exposure and things. How do you spot that and say this person, Charlie?
Yeah,
nothing.
I feel like it's a trait I have.
Okay.
Right. I have a thing of being able to see through people, but I can sometimes act like I haven't seen shit.
Oh.
Right. So, and I wasn't really aware of it till my mom pointed out to me like a while ago. Because every time some of her friends came around, I didn't like say some of them. And it turned out that some of them were bad.
Oh wow.
Like every single time. And my mom pointed out to me that I should actually pay attention to this trait I have.
Okay.
This was like first or second year high school. And so I kind of zoned into that. Right. So I just No, again, if I'm going for a relationship, there's something I call value exchange. I always say this on a podcast, right? In as much as the person you are talking to knows what they want from you, right? So it's up to you to also know what you are going to get from the person.
Okay.
So it's a give and take.
Value exchange.
Right. Else, if you don't know that, they will just use you. That's how they will just use you. And most of the time, it's not because they want to use you, because you don't know what you want.
So you look as though they are using you.
Yeah, you are not able to maybe like put yourself in certain positions that will be able to make them help you in the way that you want. Right. So yeah, I can typically see the red flags and yeah, I just move away from it. But if I look at you closely and I see that, okay, this is what I can stand to get in terms of like personally my growth and all that, but this is the trade-off. Does it make sense? Like, weigh the pros and cons. If yes, I go for it. If not, then I just back out.
Oh, that's interesting.
So yeah.
Value exchange. So what am I giving you in terms of value and what can I get?
Yeah, so it doesn't always have to be about money.
Exactly.
Right? But there always has to be value. So there's nothing free in this world. You might not be taking money, but there's always a value exchange. So it's up to you to see it, because most likely the other party is seeing it. And that's why they are talking to you and they want you to do it. So again, if it's like when we were starting, like freelance days, if you find clients, you know, say these clients be big. Yeah. These clients will catapult you, like having this kind of
exactly.
So you don't talk about money. Like for example, what I did with Jay Foley, I didn't talk about money because I saw
the future.
That's So yeah, because money can, even though they can pay you, they can pay someone who will do a much better job. So build a relationship and recognize the value you're getting. That's the most important thing. That's what will make you last.
Nice. Okay, now to product design, you started working places. You can mention some of these places you worked in. How was your career like till this point? How did you make sure you were always on top of your game in this product? Because you'd be very good with this whole UX thing, product designer. How did you make sure that you're always on top of your game wherever you worked? So
the easiest answer that most people will say is practice.
Okay.
But I feel like one of the other crucial things that people tend to not realize is your circle of friends, especially like when you're starting a journey. Because those people can make or break you. You get, like, if you, again, before, I don't know about you, but before being in neighborhoods or before growing up with people from school, or like where they are versus where you are, it's not like you are any special, but because maybe they chose to be around the wrong people.
True.
And you chose to like be selective about the people you were with. So like that is crucial. Outside of practice, right? I can say practice, but I think for me the most crucial thing is the people you surround yourself with and the energy you allow into your space, because that is going to determine how far you get, how good you get, right? Because if you get to a point and the people around you, they are those people who they are comfortable, they are not like willing to push things further. You might think, oh, you are here, your people are here, so this is the scene. You're good. But if you meet people who are ambitious, they are there.
You keep competing. Not competing necessarily, but like pushing yourself to get to that level.
And you get there, you want to get there.
Okay.
You get it. So like that is going to be very crucial at some points, because there's only so much you can practice, there's only so much videos you can watch. There's only so many new projects you can work on, right? But what will cause you to go and look for something new to learn is the people you surround yourself with. Yeah, because like I was saying, I was just a random blogger, right? It was when I went to IPMC, I surrounded myself with certain people and I was introduced to certain things. That was what opened my eyes to web design and HTML and all these things. And then from there, the people I surrounded myself with afterwards was what opened my eyes to what's possible. And even when I got into product design, the people I surrounded myself with was what made me realize that there's actually a lot of money to be made here. I don't like to speak about a lot of money, but I'm just giving like trajectory of how things went for me. So yeah, I mean, I think that's the most important thing.
Practice and then your circle. Yeah,
circle, that's key. That can make or break you.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can look at any huge person, Sarkodie, typical example. You can see his circle, right? I mean, I like Sarkodie also. He probably be the only personal example I give, but look at Steve Jobs.
Yourself, you can mention your circle too.
Yeah, I mean, look at Steve Jobs, Wozniak, right? So, like the people around him, myself, when I was starting, Nanacho was there.
Nanacho, they take fans power. He took you to mention his name.
I could give him fans because it wasn't just after high school, because he used to design a lot of things for me, even before he learned Photoshop.
Okay.
Right, on paper and things, and I will take Gideon. Then go do in digital and bring it to me. So like the people you surround yourself with is very key, right? So Nanache, yourself, Henson, right? All these people. Even when I got my first role, like the people who I was around, they were very good. So like, I want to get there.
Yeah.
You get it, right? And yeah, I think that's really it. And sometimes too, okay, another thing too. Again, you have to be proactive. In as much as you surround yourself with the right people, you practice. You can practice a lot, but if you're not proactive about certain things, there are a lot of opportunities to pass you by. Because I remember when I used to work with ADP List. Right, how I joined them, I was proactive about it. I just was looking at their platforms. Oh, this is nice, and I realized one of the founders was a Ghanaian. Oh, this is cool, right? And again, this is where my entrepreneurial spirit kicks in, right? Because when I realized he was a Ghanaian, I was like, okay, this was my thought process. If this thing becomes successful, the praise will come to Ghana.
True.
Because if you are able to build a product that gets
to that level,
that unicorn level, if anybody is thinking, you're from Ghana, oh, James, oh, ADP List, oh, cool. So that was my thought process. So that was like, I was like, I need to make sure I can do whatever I can to help these people to get to that point. And so I reached out to him, I was proactive about it. Nobody brought me this. Right? And a lot of the opportunities that have come my way, it was me being proactive. Again, me recognizing opportunity and being proactive about it. Nobody brought me this. I just sent them an email. What can I lose? They could either reply or not. I won't lose anything if they don't reply.
Exactly.
And if I only have something to gain, because if they reply and say yes, I'm gonna be there inside.
True.
So yeah, we spoke, and ADP List, it was through ADP List that I realized I could make a lot of money from product design. If not, I was just going to be comfortable with earning a basic salary.
Why?
Because that was where I got introduced to being paid in USD.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was through ADP List. At that time, comparing it to now, the money wasn't as much, but I was mind blown. I remember on the call when James told me this is how much he would pay me. Right? I was like, oh wow. I never heard that money. Yeah, is this shit possible? Like I've never seen that amount of money before.
Wow.
I was like, okay, cool. Let's do this. So when I left there, I'm like, okay, no, this shit is possible. Like it opens up your mind. Again, your circle, being proactive and having that spirit, it opens up your mind as to, this is possible. We could push. Yeah, and that's what it is.
So you're spending USD.
Let's move on.
You're spending USD. Okay.
I'll just give you an example.
So I'm a product designer, or let's say I've started. What are certain fundamental things I need to look at? I know you are trying to move away from the product design field, but I don't know if you would like to mention the number of years you've been doing this whole web design, product design.
Yeah, I mean, the web design since high school. So, I mean, the WordPress 2014. We finished 2015. So 2014 till date.
Wow, 10 years.
10 years. Oh, wow. Mad.
Yeah, that's wow.
Interesting. Yeah, so web design 2014 till date. Yeah. Oh, 10 years. Mad.
You shocked me.
Confetti.
So, what are some fundamental things I need to look out for to make sure, again, to stand out as a beginner? I've started this whole product design, this certain fundamental thing. Example, yesterday, one person was talking about having the thinking mind, if I should say, always thinking to whatever you're giving. Another person was talking about breaking larger tasks into smaller, chunks and all that. What do you do? How can I put? Yeah.
I mean, okay. What I do now might not be very suitable for a beginner.
Okay.
But I feel like when you're starting, one of the core things you need is the ability to be curious.
Same thing that somebody said.
Yeah, it stems from there. Because that's the whole basis of product design. If you're curious, you be more willing to ask questions.
Okay.
And yeah, if you ask questions, that you get more clarity on what you need to do. And once you have the clarity, that is what you need. So it just stems from being curious. Right? And yeah, and as a beginner, one thing that a lot of people tend to make mistakes on is feeling shy of asking questions because they feel like, oh, they're in a room of big men and women. So what do they know? Like that's contrary to what a lot of people might think. That will go a long way to affect you, right? Because if you're not letting your voice be heard, nobody will pay attention to you, and they will just brush aside your thoughts. So you need to be willing to speak, right? Ask questions a lot, right? Ask questions, and it's even more impressive if you're able to ask these big men and women
the questions.
Because they'll be like, who's this guy? Who's this small boy? They can't stress on a life instance. So they might feel some way at first, but over time you gain their respect. And once you earn their respect, that is all you need. Because especially in our setting in Ghana, the product design space, working in companies, a lot of juniors are not allowed to do what they want. Even not juniors, like a lot of people who are seniors in their role are not allowed to do the work they've been hired for, right? Mainly because it's a culture that has been built up by people not asking questions, they're just doing what they are told. So especially if you join a startup and you're the sole designer, you need to start with that thing. Let it be common for anyone, or let it be like a common thing for management to feel like anybody should be able to ask questions and not feel like, oh, I am telling you what to do, go and do it, and then don't ask anything. So yeah, be curious, ask questions, don't be shy. Your confidence will build over time. So I won't say don't be confident, but don't be shy. Even if you're asking a stupid question, you think it's a stupid question, don't be shy. Even in UX, there's something for that called worst possible idea, right? It's a method where in ideation where people are encouraged to bring up their worst possible idea, right? So instead of people competing to give their best ideas, this allows people to feel free. Say what you want. Yeah. We are looking for the worst, so who can bring the worst?
Sometimes the idea you think is foolish in your head might be what people...
Exactly. So they are, another UX methodology, I've forgotten the name, but it basically forces people to build on what another person has said instead of like shutting you down. Yeah. So if someone says this idea, instead of you saying this idea won't work, this will work. Just
build on it to make it better. Yeah,
this idea is good. This is how we can make it better. Right. So yeah, you can implement some of these methods in your approach, but it stems from curiosity and not being shy.
Nice. Okay, so I'm working in a company as a product designer, right? Definitely you need to collaborate with other people in that company. Stakeholders, developers, maybe other designers, product managers, project managers. How do I, because say that can be a problem, because everybody understands a different language, right? This was a conversation we were having the last time. How do I make sure that I'm having the right conversation to understand? Because we are talking about questions, but if I'm saying A and the person is saying B, actually, it's up. Understand? So how do you make sure that you're having, for lack of a better word, the right conversation so that everybody can understand each other? You understand? In that circle.
Like I said, this is a tricky question, and sometimes you just have to experience certain things, know what works for you, what works within the company you're in, and what doesn't work. Right? Because for some companies, it's difficult to get in touch with these people, like someone in a different team, like sales. They probably, especially in this remote setting, you just send a Slack message or a Teams message, probably won't respond to you as compared to being in an in-office situation where you can walk up to them and ask, right? But you also need to be proactive enough to read more about what these people do and what they understand, the lingo they speak. Right? But if you are not able to speak their terms, try and dumb down whatever I say to them as basic grammar as possible, like the most simplest of grammar possible. Don't try and use any big terms, don't try and use any design terms, because they obviously will not understand and they will think you are saying something else. An example, one of the places I used to work, we were building a landing page and this person was a PM and she was communicating with me on how we can design the website, the landing page. And she was saying some design terms. I don't know, in her mind, she thought she was saying something that would make it easier for me to understand. And what she was saying meant something differently from what she actually meant. And for a while, I let her speak, like say that term a few times. And I was like, no, wait, what do you actually mean here? Then she explained that this is what she actually meant. I was like, okay, this is what it actually is, not this term you're using.
Right.
And then from there, I was like, if you're speaking to me, don't try and act smart or speak any design lingo, because you just be doing more harm than good. Just speak basic English. I went to school, I understand. Right, so speak basic English. And if I don't understand something, I'll ask. But if you go and say design terms with the impression that it will make me understand things quicker, someone might not ask questions. Someone might think, okay, this is what this term means. So, okay, I'm going to do this. They'll go and do it and realize, I didn't mean this. I meant something else. Right, so be proactive enough to learn the lingo of those people you're communicating with, like if it's devs, salespeople, or whatever. But if you are not there yet, just speak in basic English terms. right? And just be in constant communication with them till you guys understand how you work with each other.
Right.
And then you move from there.
Nice. Okay. You know, say right now, job search be difficult. Right? Especially right now, see, you look left, right, product designer, or let me say UI, UX designer. How do I position myself for the job market? I want, it doesn't have to be a job that's paying, thousands. How do I've learned the basics, I understand it. I want to, start doing something, right? Yesterday, we were talking with Derek, he was talking about probably maybe doing internship and all that, right? But sometimes getting the job is the problem. Maybe you can tell us how you position yourself for that job market. Henson was talking about how he goes to look for the job openings online, look at the responsibilities and requirements, looks at where he falls short, and then go and better himself in that places. What do you do? What will you tell somebody that's trying to enter that side?
I mean, I can only say what works for me,
Yeah.
my experience. Yeah, I know a lot of people say put yourself out there, post the work online, everything.
You don't do that.
That has never worked for me.
You do that?
Oh no, I used to when I was starting, but that has never worked for me.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, if I post my because it's usually like teaching.
Okay.
Because I want to share my knowledge, not because I want someone to see that I'm a good designer. Hey, this is the nice work around. Yeah, it's good, but it doesn't work for me.
Okay.
What works for me and what has spurred my career on is my willingness to help.
Okay.
So I never think about money. Again, going back to what I said, like ADP, for instance, I never thought about the money. I was like, oh, I can help. Let me help, right? But again, you need to have something backing you, because at that time I had a full-time job. So I know, I'll have something. Even though I had a full-time job, that even if I go back with Jay, I had nothing. Like legit, I had nothing. I was living on 5 CD a day. This is my true story. Like I was living on 5 CD the whole day, and out of that 5 CD, I had to save money. I remember at the end of the month, 30 Ghana. This was like 2014. Okay. Out of that 5 CD every day, save enough money so I can buy Glow data 30 gig. No, it wasn't 30 Ghana. It was 50 Ghana or 55 Ghana CDs. So out of 5 CD every day, save enough money and get enough money at the end of the month to be able to afford Glow data, so I can just learn.
Wow.
And build that iTunes thing I was building. Yeah. So it always comes from, again, me just wanting to help people. That's how I always see it. And if you're able to give value to people, if you're able to help people and they see the value you provide, they'll connect you. I mean, the meeting I went today, do you know how I met this lady? So these twins, they used to live in Manibao back then. Right, and they were musicians. Well, at that time, now they stopped. Right, so they were rappers, and we were speaking, and they said they wanted to shoot a music video. Right, but challenge an anthem song. So they wanted to do a mashup. A mashup basically like you clips from different videos put it together, and you release it on YouTube along with your song. And I'm like, I go do one. At that time, I didn't know how to edit. I didn't have a computer. But I said I go do one because I want help. Charlie, what could do one? So I take the job. It wasn't like a job. It was like Charlie, I go do one. Boys, what could do one? My dad had an old ass. I don't know. I have some old ass laptop. I think it was probably created in 1980 or some shit like that. I took it, installed Wondershare Filmora. That's how come I
you still use
Wondershare. I learned it. I mean, basically, cut and join. Learned some song. I put the videos on YouTube. I'll send you a link. Maybe you can play it somewhere. So I'm low editing because at that time my eye gets fast. I go show to them. So I didn't like, Charlie, that's a song. So like amongst my friend group, I was that go-to guy if you came to IT. Even from primary school, like I was always interested in IT. Like I said earlier in the conversation. So yeah, I mean, fast forward down the line, I lost connection with these people for many years. They left the neighborhood. And all of a sudden, one of them called me, they knew a friend of theirs is looking for someone to build a website for them, so they wanted to put me in touch with them. Like, okay, cool. I haven't spoken to these people many years ago, but because I'd done something for them,
they still remember.
I didn't ask anything for return. Like, we were just genuinely happy people, good friends in the neighborhood, chilling. They connected me to this lady, and you know what I told you about.
True.
It's going to open a lot of doors for us, the design junkies, and anything we are going to do basically, and hopefully the entire design space in Ghana, if everything goes as planned.
Yeah.
So these are how these things work. You get it. Be willing to help people. be willing to help people, but you need to understand the value exchange. I'm not going to lie, at that time when I was doing these things for these twins, I didn't care. My parties, I don't want to do something for them and things. But over time, I started to develop the long-term thinking thing. So I always look at the long term, right? Like, how is this going to benefit me, my career? Even if I don't make any money, even if they don't bring me any network or any connections, am I going to learn something? Am I going to have a project to show for my next interview and get a better amount of money? Like, you need to think about these things. So me, that's how I go about it. That's how I position myself. Just help people, like just connect with people. So sometimes if I see someone on Twitter, like I do something, goes, I just DM them, yo, Charlie, I like what you do. If they need any design, hit me up.
Do you know that's what they did with me? I was reading our message, I was looking for dates or something, and then I scrolled, and I just realized that you randomly just sent me a message. And that was when I was like, let's collaborate on this, and this. And then later on, came to reach out about the whole DesignJund thing.
Yeah, like I do that even till today. If I see someone doing something good, I'm like, oh, this is nice. Charlie, let's connect. We'll vibe on this.
That's smart.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's how it's going to be, because at the end of the day, you're going to go together. I mean, that's how I see time. Time is going to pass, right? So you can either prepare yourself. So when it's like a bus, for example, like a train. The train has stops, right? It is going to be at the stop this minute. It's going to be at the stop the next minute. So no matter what you do, whether you are on time, you are late, the train is going to move.
Right.
So if you miss this spot, would you sit down and cry?
Or move to the next. Oh
shit, I missed my train. Oh, my day is spot. I'm going to cry. Or you're going to like make preparations and move to the next spot or the next two spots. So you have time to wait. Like, that's how I see time.
Okay.
Time is going to pass. All these people we grew up with, they're going to get there. Like, they're going to be the next Dangotes and all these people. Right? So how are you going to make sure you two go together so you get to that point? Because whether you like it or not, it is going to happen. You can't stop Raygan. You can't stop anybody's destiny. Like, it's going to happen. So what are you going to do to make sure you guys grow together? So you are there together, so you can tell stories. You can sit around some food joint and laugh about it. Pay with your credit card and not worry about how you get home. Like, that's how I see time. So I'm always preparing for the future. I'm never looking at the now. I'm always preparing for the future, so I can forgo things now in the hopes that things will work out in the future, and then I'll position myself. Yeah, and it always works out. Like, I've never been wrong about it. I've never been wrong. It might not make sense in the moment, but I've never been wrong about it. So that's how I position myself. Yeah, I don't like to say position, but that's what I do.
And it has worked. So.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Wow. Okay. Co-founder of the Design Junkies. Hinson was here. He spoke about Design Junkies, so I'm sure our audience already know what you guys are doing, right? Now, you guys have a product, which is the Junkyard. What is it about? What are people trying to push over here? The Junkyard. Interesting name.
Yeah, so Junkyard is basically like a resource hub. Again, the whole basis of the Design Junkies is just bridge the gap between potential and opportunity within the Ghana design space. We're starting in Ghana, but hopefully we can go across Africa. So everything we do is to hit that goal or mission, right? So Junkyard is just a resource hub for designers to go read articles, video content, maybe find templates.
Please, is it paid?
Not at the moment. It's free.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so just go there, find the resources you need, and start learning. Right, we are doing a lot of work on there. So at some point, we'll have like tailored curriculums.
Okay, like a roadmap sort of.
Yeah, like you're a beginner. There will be a roadmap of things you can learn
to get to a point. Okay.
Right now, it's just like the basic MVP. We've not done a lot of work there since, but there's still a lot of work going on in the background. So it's just a bunch of articles there, but they're still being developed. And over time, hopefully we see where it gets. But the whole point is just help design beginners, because they are the next generation almost.
Yeah, more did this kind of
Oh, it's kind of, there's more to be done.
I've learned something. But before we end this, look at them and then give them one, probably two career advice. I know what you're going to say, but please don't say it. He will tell you that upon all the advice I said in the show.
I mean, like, if all what I've said, if not learned anything there, just rewind and go and listen. But career advice, just stay hungry, be hungry. And just be determined. keep pushing. Things might not work out as you begin, but it will work out eventually. Just keep pushing. You can, if you think I'm lying, the stories out there. People started from nothing, they got where they were. Steve Jobs, we all idolize Steve Jobs. Bill Gates, who?
Mark
Zuckerberg.
Elon Musk.
I mean, Elon Musk. We all know how these people started. Just keep pushing. It will take a long while. That one, I'm not gonna lie you. It will take a long while, but just keep pushing. It will make sense eventually. It adds up. There's something called compounding. You can read about it, but it adds up. It might not make sense in the next few months. It might not make sense in the next 3 years. But the moment it starts to click and it begins to make sense, you'll be shocked. But yeah, just keep pushing. Never give up. But yeah, just go back and go and rewind and listen to all the things I said.
All right. Where can they reach out to you for collaboration, gigs, mentorship, whatever? Yeah,
mentorship. I'm on AD Pillars, so you can find some time there and book me. Am I still looking at the camera?
You can look at them.
You can reach out to me on AD Pillars. Just find a spot on the camera and book. I think that's the easiest way to get to me. Yeah. Any other way, you can DM me on Instagram. Yeah, Instagram is where you're most likely to get in. I think I blocked my DM on Twitter. Because some people are spamming me, I don't know where they come from. Yeah. But Instagram will be the best place. So just send me on Instagram DM and then we can chat. But if you want to like have a proper conversation, find me on the playlist.
Instagram was the handle?
THEDSJNSAM.
Right.
Design Sam.
The Design Sam.
I'll just message the DesignJund account.
Yeah.
You get me.
He will still reply. All right. That was Samuel Allotey. I hope you guys learned something. I learned value exchange. Speak to somebody, look at what you're giving them, and look at what, and it doesn't have to be money, right? Look at the long-term goal. All right, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Sam, thank you for coming. Hey,